I'm Mimi Mayhem.
And I'm Hardcore Emily.
And we're Killing Time! It's a show about true friends.
Talking about true crime.
Today's theme, Wrestler
Mania.
Oh, cheers, friend.
Cheers.
Good show. To a good show.
To a good show.
All right, guys. How you doing? Yeah, that's right. Today's theme, Wrestler Mania. And the reason we came up with that is because the very first public post-COVID WrestleMania was just here in Tampa.
Tampa Bay, baby.
That's right. It was just here, and we have a lot of wrestlers that actually live here in the Tampa Bay area.
We do. My mom's met John Cena like twice.
Yeah, The Undertaker. Hulk Hogan lives in Tampa.
It's a beautiful place.
Titus O'Neil lives in Tampa. Yeah. So
I met him too. You're around Tampa enough sometimes.
Exactly. So Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan were the very first people to speak at WrestleMania here in Tampa.
Okay.
And Titus O'Neil got cheers from everybody. And then as soon as Hulk Hogan started talking, every single person there booed.
Damn.
What a diss.
I know we're not super I know Clearwater, Florida in general isn't kind of super fond of Hulk Hogan. I don't even remember why anymore.
You know why? So I know why. I got the tea.
Okay, so tell us why.
I got the tea. Because there's a radio host. His name is Bubba. Bubba the Love Sponge. He has the Bubba Army and stickers everywhere. Well, Hulk Hogan banged his wife.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So,
okay.
And there was a video, so Hulk Hogan was basically set up. He was having an affair with his best friend's freaking wife.
Yeah, that's not good.
Ooh, that's bad. Hannah very little.
Oh no!
It was so little. Everyone knows. It's not a secret now. So
that's what happens when you take a lot of testosterone, isn't it? You get a small.
That's what I'm thinking. But full body tan, full shave, laser hair removal smoothness, and it looked like fresh turkey, Thanksgiving turkey skin.
Oh my god.
Then they had this horrible messy divorce, him and his wife.
Yes, okay, that I do remember, yeah.
Yeah. His daughter was a singer, remember her?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, they're all so tan.
They're so tan. It's all that Clearwater Beach.
Yeah, they're dark-skinned white people.
And didn't Hulk Hogan's son also accidentally kill someone in a car crash?
He did kill somebody. Yeah. And then the family tried to sue.
That's right.
And then they didn't want to pay.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Nobody likes the Hulks anymore.
The Hulk Hogans. The Hulks.
And I mean, even though, the Hulk Hogan stuff, I mean, if you guys know more of why everyone booed him, let me know. But I thought it was the Bubba thing and the car accident thing.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. He's like a legend.
You know what? Leading into they killed someone, there are so many murders or weird deaths in the wrestling world. Players killing other people or players who have been murdered. It's what is going on?
Oh, yeah.
You get to go first.
Yeah, I get to go first.
Yay!
My Wrestler Mania is Hana Kimura. I don't know if you knew this. Did you know that in Japan, wrestling is gigantic?
No.
Yeah, so it's huge. So since the beginning of wrestling, they constantly travel to Japan for shows with Japanese wrestlers. The American WWE wrestling, they're superstars in Japan.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. But anyway. Hana Kimura, she was born in September 1997 in Japan. She's a Japanese female wrestler. She's daughter of Japanese royalty, pretty much, in the world of female wrestling. Her mom, Kyoto Kimura, was this amazingly famous wrestler. So there's I couldn't find anything on her dad.
Okay.
But then, last minute, I found an article saying that she, the identity of her dad has never been known.
Oh, shit.
That all she says about her dad is that she was separated from him when she was 1 year old. Mm-hmm. And then she says that her dad is Indonesian. That's anyway, nice. But she's super, super cute.
She's adorable.
She has like pink hair. Yeah. And she wears this like bright neon stuff. And she has like light up guns and stuff. She looks like she's like going to an EDC festival all the time. Yeah. She looks like a blast. And she does like all these moves. She's like super cool. Well, anyway, in 2016, she decides to become a pro wrestler, follow in her mom's footsteps. By the following year, she had already won 6 championship wrestling matches. So she was already becoming kind of a huge star. Okay. She's working for this company called Wrestle One. Okay. Which is a pretty decent sized company, but it's definitely like, I don't know how to word it, like maybe like the minor leagues, you know? Okay. And then she starts working the following year for a company called Stardom. It's called, actually, the World Wonder Ring Stardom, but everyone just refers to it as Stardom. And, you know, they're the equivalent of the WWE here. Okay. So she was doing great in her life, and she decided that she wanted to be in TV. So she was doing that angle as well. And then she got an invitation to be on this show called The Terrace House. And The Terrace House is on Netflix, but it's owned by a company called Fuji TV. And it's your typical classic recipe of strangers that are 20-something and super attractive. And they all want to find love. And now we're going to make them live together and see what happens. Oh, boy. Right. So you
not
know,
like Big Brother, but more like, what is it, Love Island or whatever?
Well, it's not like Big Brother in the sense that they can still live their regular lives.
Oh, okay.
They just, when they come back home from work or whatever, they live here. So if they have appearances and different things like that, right. I mean, most of them stay there, but like it is kind of a revolving door. Like once you find love and you're kind of moving on. So they kept kind of replacing people. But this show was on for 20 seasons. Because it's a Japanese show, and a lot of Japanese culture, a lot of their television has these like side commentators. Okay. So it's like they're watching the show, talking about what's going on and like describing it.
I want that job, but for Big Brother. Yeah. Okay, literally, I'm not even like looking at the screen at Big Brother. I'm like texting like my friend Cody, shout out Cody. We're always like talking about it. Like my dad and my sister were all, oh my God, I want that job.
Yeah.
I want that job.
Yeah, that would be a fun job.
Oh my God, can you imagine if they had someone do that for like, what's a big one, like The Bachelors?
Yeah. Did you guys, a little bit of side tea? Oh, we'll get back to Ryu and Hannah, all right? A little bit of side tea. Did you guys watch Jake Paul's fight?
No, but I saw Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson commentary. Nailed it.
I'm not even like the biggest fan of Pete. I don't have anything against him. I don't see the hype so much. But after that, I'm like, oh, this guy's funny. Yeah. Like, yes.
The shade. Yeah, that was a good one, Pete. Shout out to you on
Shout out to Pete, because we know you're watching this little true crime channel.
Obviously. I mean, this is very entertaining shit we got here. Come on.
If
all right.
Pete Davidson was on the show, that's a new goal.
Yeah. Pete Davidson, we're manifesting it. It's done.
It's done. Okay, I'm so sorry. I keep sidebarring.
No, that was me. It's fine. She's on the show looking for love with her cute little self and her pink hair. And she already started with like a good fan base because she's already been moved up. She's working for Stardom. She's doing all these bouts. She's got appearances and different things like that. So, and she's winning. She's a champion. You know what I mean? True. She's a champion. So she's a star. But she's looking for love, you know, in the Terrace House.
She wants some.
And let me tell you something. Casting, I ain't mad at you. Those guys, some of the guys were pretty hot. Oh, and like not even like musclehead, like, you know, like typical pretty hot. Like they were like sexy. There was like a baseball player named Ryo, and he was real hot. And there was an aspiring stand-up comedian, and he was like super, like real cute, like just cute in the face.
Oh
and
my
like,
God.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm not mad at you.
Casting, you got it together.
Yeah, and then they had Hana Kimura, and she's gorgeous. You know what I mean? And super fit. And then they had this like model aspiring actress from Russia named Vivi, and Vivi's like literally the most attractive person alive. I mean, she's gorgeous. She looks like a doll. So anyway, I mean, not that Hana didn't either. Like, she kind of did too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They're just so
like,
gorgeous.
Cutesy.
And like the guys were fine. Like, so it was, casting had it. Hana obviously falls for Ryo, the baseball player.
Guy.
And I mean, he's fine. You know what I mean? And he's not an aspiring comedian, like, no shade, but I'm in the same game, you know? We broke. It's fine. Like, we're just, you know, we're doing it for the art.
Help us.
It's our art, all right? Art doesn't pay well a lot of the times.
No.
Unless, you know, y'all start watching more. Help us out. You know, I got my little cup for your change.
Can I change?
Yeah. Can you give me a like? Can you give me a like and maybe a subscribe and a share? Please, sir. Can I have some? I'll do a tap dance. Speaking of likes, give us a like on our videos. And also, we are doing our promotion, Subs for the Tub.
Subs for Tubs, 1,000 subs before, did we say June or July 1st?
We said July 1st.
Before July 1st, and we will do a murder tea from the tub.
Tiger King style,
Tiger
like
King,
Alan
like
from Tiger
in
King.
the tub,
When he jumped in the tub and he did a show, that's what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do.
1,000 subs, help us out.
If we get 1,000 subs before July 1st. So, just want to drop that in case you guys, when we're done with our stories, you don't listen to our announcements at the end.
Life isn't free, all right? We got to work for it too. We can't just sit here. We can't just sit here flapping gums and not do any type of promotion. It's our job. We're trying to.
Anyways, back to our scheduled program.
So Hana, she goes for Ryo. I mean, they were both gorgeous, so they're kind of flirting. It's kind of, you know, but Ryo, he's a baseball player and he's sexy. You know, he knows about that life, so he's obviously playing games. You know, he's playing games. She doesn't know how to read them. Well, sexy Russian Vivi comes in. She comes in like 3 shows later, like totally as a new castmate because somebody had moved out. And so she comes in, and as soon as she comes in, Avi, first choice, Ryo.
Yeah.
My eyes are on him. So his eyes are on her because I told you, stunning. And he's already playing games with Hana anyway. And Hana's like so sweet. And she's like, just like, you know, not playing games, you know, just like, I like you and we should hang out, you know what I mean? And that, so she started to get, she was showing signs of jealousy. I mean, they all know what the show's about. It's unscripted according to them. But, you know, producers always, at least so I've heard, they kind of you know, they put out crumbs for, you know, the cast members to follow, you know, to like light up drama and like make the story. I mean, somebody's got to push boring people along. Your life isn't supposed to be entertaining, so they got to like throw little things your way.
I just imagine producers on reality shows are like, hey, you come here. Yeah. Did you hear what Ryo said about you? Like,
whatever.
Anyways.
So they start kind of, Vivi and Ryo, they start messing around. Hana is visibly upset about it. Like, she cries on camera. Like, super sad. Well, there comes Cutie Pie Kai. And he's like...
Who's Kai, the comedian?
Yeah, the stand-up comedian. Little, like, hey, you know?
I'll cry.
Yeah, he's like, oh, are you crying? I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'll be your friend. I'll be your friend. You know? And so she was like, she appreciated it. And then she was like, you know what? He is kind of cute even though he broke. And so like, she starts paying attention to him. Now he has a little bit of turmoil with the other castmates, especially the females, because Kai's a little messy. I mean, he's a stand-up comedian, so he's probably a wreck. They're flirting, but nothing's really been established. But she's kind of, you know, focused on him. He's kind of focused on her and whatever. And she's, even though she was heartbroken with Ryo and Vivi's budding romance, she got over it because they went on a trip. Okay. Yeah, cool. So they all go on a trip together and the cameras follow them.
Of course.
It's not like a double date. There was like 5 of them. So there was a 5th wheel. And this is where things start to turn for Hana Kimura.
Okay.
Hana, she starts like becoming really annoyed with Kai because she feels like he didn't pay for anything while they were on the trip. Like, he didn't buy her a drink. He didn't take her out to eat. He didn't get her a keychain from the gift shop. He didn't do nothing. And she's like pouting.
Right.
And she's just like has like an attitude problem. Well, oh, and the commentators are all kind of talking crap about Hana and how mad she is. They're just kind of like letting everyone know. Well, social media did not like that. And they took to Twitter. And that's where all the trolling began. Because she started getting like trolled really bad. Them being like, who the fuck are you to be like demanding that he pays for you? Like, he's not your man. He never told you he was paying for everything. You guys are going on a group trip.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you? You know, like, you're an asshole and all this stuff. So they started kind of like laying in on her.
Yeah.
And they pretty much didn't really like her from that moment on, right?
Yeah.
After the incident of the trip and they get back, COVID hits. And they have to stop production.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's right. This was super recent.
Yeah, it was last year. So they have to stop production. They just have to like stop abruptly. So there's no real like end on the show. They just had to end it. But they still had all these episodes. Well, at this point, it's like the Tiger King thing. People are stuck at home watching Netflix.
Yeah.
And they become obsessed with the show because there's nothing else to do. Everyone's on lockdown. You know what I mean?
And then you have the internet, so now you're all group watching
Your
things
gyms
together.
are closed. Your gyms are closed. Your restaurants are closed. You're on lockdown. You're not allowed to leave. Like, you're stir crazy and you become enthralled in a reality show.
Yeah.
So, people are like really passionately talking crap about her because she was like, being like, he's not paying for anything. He's so cheap. She even said something like, you have no idea what it's like to like really hustle for a living and like make money. You know, just like basically putting him down. Yeah. And so people didn't like it and they came after her. And he's so cute. He really is cute. He has like puppy dog eyes. Yeah. And like, you know, people are vicious. You know, trolls are vicious. We get trolled.
We get trolled. We've gotten trolled
People
in like
told
every video.
People tell us to put stuff up our butts and like tell us we suck. And it's so mean. Because, like, all we wanted to do was talk to you.
So I
don't want to put stuff up my butt.
I want to let you
Even
know.
though you told me to. I don't think I'm gonna.
That's a
Especially since you were mean about it.
Yeah.
You weren't even nice about it.
Now we're definitely not going to do it
Definitely not doing it now. You missed out.
You missed out.
Your
it's
attitude.
So funny, though, because every time we do get trolls... You know, y'all probably... We've gotten some mean stuff where...
Yeah, they'll just be like, you suck.
A little meaner than that.
Why are they so mad at us?
That is small dick energy.
I was just saying... I was just telling you a story. You didn't like my story. You didn't have to listen to my story. You could have left.
Skip along.
You didn't have to be like, F you suck. It's just mean. So this is what was happening to Hana Kimura. So then, a few episodes later, like 3 episodes later... She gets into a big blowout with Kai. And the reason for that is Kai was doing his laundry and he accidentally washed one of her costumes, one of her wrestling costumes in the laundry. And this costume just so happened by coincidence was her freaking prized possession.
Oh.
So everyone's like, it's not scripted, but it wasn't meant to be washed yet. Some people are saying that she left it in the washing machine. I don't know, that kind of sounds like a plant to me, you know? But I don't know. But they ruined this costume of hers. And you know, Kai said he never saw it in the clothes that he picked up to put in the washing machine. He swore on it. But she...
I mean, something like that's an accident, too. Like, even if you...
So, the costume costs 10,000 yen, which equals almost $1,000. It was also the wrestling costume that she wore at the Tokyo Dome, which is supposed to be a huge honor in Japan if you get to perform there in any capacities. They do like sporting events, concerts.
That's like you like blah, blah, blah. Frame that in those.
It's it's the biggest stadium that they have in Japan, so it's a huge honor. So it was like her prized possession. So that got washed and ruined, and she was livid. She like went up to him and like in front of everyone and like got in his face and was like, you need to be more considerate of other people's property and all this stuff.
Wow.
And she just like takes his he's wearing a ball cap. She takes his ball cap, she throws it on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, take off that hat. And then he like went and like got up and she was like, what? Okay, Kimura. Like, this isn't wrestling, okay? He might really slap the shit out of you.
He really might.
You know? Is it worth it? You don't want to fight somebody that you don't have to. That's not good for business. But, anyway. So after that, the trolls lit up. That's when people started sending her stuff that said like, kill yourself, get rid of yourself. So I'm just gonna pull out my laptop real quick. I have them up because I actually wanted to read you some of the actual things that they said.
Okay.
One of them says, please don't appear on TV again. I used to be a fan, but now I hate you. You make me sick. Just leave the show already. A lot of people are going to stop watching the show if you don't leave. Somebody's got to do something about it. That's how it started.
Please leave TV. So polite.
Right. The Japanese are like, we hate you. Please leave. Yes. I hate to say this, but you are actually a piece of shit.
It's like Canadian
I do not like you. I do not like you. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I don't like you.
And the harassment stuck on for 2 months that the show was still airing because it was still coming out with episodes, or it still had episodes, you know? So it went on for 2 months. And even when she had like live streams that she had to do with like the whole cast and stuff,
Right.
Everybody that went on there to talk about Hana was awful to her.
Right.
And then she started responding to some of these people. So one guy said, you're so disgusting. Please be gone soon. And she replied, I understand. I wish I could disappear soon. I agree with you. I'm sorry for being so ugly on the outside and inside. So she also posted once, I'm sorry for being alive. I'm sorry for not being a good person. I'm sorry for making you feel uncomfortable. If I disappear, will you please forgive me? If I disappear, will everyone love me? I love everyone. So...
What? Ominous as fuck.
Yeah. So, May 23rd, she actually posted a picture of herself with her slit wrists.
Oh, yeah. I did. That went viral.
And then she captioned it and she wrote, every day I get 100 honest opinions about me, and I can't deny that it hurts me. I'm the first one that has felt that I should die. I'm disgusting and I should be gone. I want to thank my mom for giving birth to me. I wish I could have been loved in life. I would like to thank those who have supported me. I'm very sorry for being weak. That sucks, right? It's like making me choked up. So it's just really sad to see someone hurting so badly. Anyway, shortly after that, she posted a picture of her cat with her, and it was this really cute picture. It looks like an older picture where she was like smiling really happily, and it's her cat in the front, and she had like a little filter that showed like some cute little stars and hearts. She's just the cutest thing I've ever seen. And it said, I'm sorry. Live a long, happy life. I love you. That was after the post with her slit wrists. And someone commented under that, please disappear soon. And she actually liked their comment. Anyway, so after her slit wrist post, the police went to her house and they found a sign that said on her door, there's poisonous gas inside this home. Please do not enter.
What?
Yeah. So when they were able to finally enter the home, they found Hana Kimura dead. She had died from suicide using hydrogen sulfide. So I looked this up, guys. It's fascinating. So in Japan, hydrogen sulfide deaths were common in, employment accident.
Okay.
Some sort of plants that had that. Type of, they were using hydrogen sulfide and there was like accidental deaths because of that.
Right.
Also in like around the volcanoes, there's hydrogen sulfide, So it had been heard of there, but so they knew that it could kill you. And then somebody on the internet, like it leaked and it became a fad in Japan that it was the easiest way to kill yourself. And that's what she did. So I'm thinking that she slit her wrist and it probably didn't work and she was still alive and she probably had a backup plan.
Yeah.
Her mom, she was also harassed. The trolls were harassing her about her daughter.
I'm sure.
It was awful. But her mom handled it like a boss because that's what mama bears do. somebody was like,
oh, aren't you disappointed with your daughter? Don't you think your daughter is a piece of trash and whatever?
And she was like, how old are you? If you're young, then maybe no one taught you that you're not supposed to talk about people's mother-daughter relationships.
Damn.
So you need to learn a little bit, have a good life.
Yeah.
That's it. Pile driver, if you want to come to my house. Okay, I'm Kyoto. So she handled it like a boss, but you know, and you're in a reality show. I'm shocked that she wasn't able to like rise above it and kind of expect that it was going to happen. But I don't think she expected that everyone was going to turn on her. And I honestly feel like she was going through some mental health issues that she felt like she couldn't.
Oh, that sounds like 100%.
Yeah, that she felt very alone and didn't know how to, you know, like fix it and just
especially
wanted
when you're young like that. That's when a lot of people first start experiencing mental health. So if you're experiencing that for the first time and you're young and you're getting bullied, it's like,
and you're in a reality show where people are pushing you into drama, you know, so you're already kind of unstable, and you're on lockdown from COVID, and you just heard about a pandemic. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then she wasn't exercising. All her dates were canceled because of COVID. Wow. So she had so much like piling up on her. You know what I mean? And it's just a very tragic story. She died May 23rd, 2020. So you guys are probably like,
what, bitch? I thought this was a true crime show. Why are you bringing that dumb shit here?
That's what I said when she's like, I'm doing Hannah. I'm like, she unalived herself.
She's like, well, that wasn't a crime. Well, guess what, guys? Her mom filed criminal charges against the trolls, and the cowardly piece of crap, low down, disgusting trolls, after they found out what she did, they all deleted their accounts. But Hannah got you like that. She screenshotted that shit. So she had all the evidence in her phone. So they were able to track down several of them.
Oh my gosh.
Now, at this moment, there is no cyberbullying laws in Japan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So in December of 2020, her mom wanted criminal charges, and they actually were able to file some charges against these people.
Good. That's like a few months ago.
Yeah. So they were able to get them harassment charges because there wasn't any like cyberbullying charges. But if convicted, now there has been one trial for one of the defendants.
Okay.
If convicted, harassment charges carry a sentence of up to 3 days in prison and a fine of like $10. So, I mean, yeah, they have a criminal record, you know, so they will be known if somebody asks them what the charge was about. And, you know, in Japanese culture,
I spent 3 days in the clink. What you gonna do about it?
For murder. You know what I mean? I bullied someone to death.
Oh my gosh.
So they weren't able to get them murder charges for bullying someone to push them to kill themselves. But they got harassment charges. They have a record. I mean, you know, in Japan, a lot of Asian culture, honor and reputation is very important. So at least her mom will know that these people aren't just going to be squeaky clean. They're always going to have a record. But that's why it's true crime, because there is a charge. So I thought it was a good story to tell. So she was awesome. So, Hannah.
Well, thank you for telling Hannah's story.
Thanks. I hope I did it justice.
Yeah, I think so.
She was just so cool. Like,
and we can make a murder tea out of it now, too, if, like, any developments, like, in the...
They don't want to hear if somebody had to pay $6 and spend, you know...
Okay, we'll make an Instagram post
and send their dinner and spend their dinner in jail for a minute. Like, they're like,
okay, well, you know, don't do it again. You owe us $3, and you know what? No, you're not going home for dinner. You're going to spend dinner in jail, and then you can leave after dinner.
Oh my gosh, that's like the quickest turnaround.
Yeah, it's not great. So it's, you know, like...
That's an inconvenience more than anything. Like, I could do 3 nights in jail. I would hate it, but...
We did that shit for 2 months, and you know, the trolls, they work hard on trolling. Like, they go hard on
Looking at you, Big Brother fan base.
Yeah.
It's so toxic. It's so toxic.
It's mean. Y'all, it's supposed to be social media. You're supposed to be social.
That's why I like Pinterest, because it's the medium.
Why you gotta be a
social.
dick all the time?
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Let people live their lives. It's a reality show. You needed the drama for the show to happen. You didn't have to do that. Yeah. So, $3 at the door.
Anyway.
Jesus. So, why don't we tell them where we're going to be? We're actually going to some places. We're going to give away some merch.
Yes.
And, hopefully
like free
promote
merch.
the show.
Yes.
You should come see us.
Florida. Only in Florida right now.
Sorry,
we're not that big yet. Florida. So April 29th, it's a Thursday. That night we'll be in St. Petersburg at the opening night of the Sunscreen Film Festival.
Yeah.
I've been to it before. It's super cool. We'll be there.
We'll put a link in the comments on how to get tickets.
And then the next day...
I don't know.
The next day will be in Orlando. So Friday, April 30th at Spooky Empire.
It's like a Comic-Con. Their slogan is Comic-Con with a dark side.
Yeah, like
it's a horror con.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
I love it. We have some free little merch things to hand out, and we'd love to meet you, and maybe we'll do a live stream while we're there.
Yeah, so it should be fun. So yeah, you should come see us, get some free merch. Otherwise, you gotta pay for it later, and then it's like, I already told you. But anyway, I can't wait to hear your story.
I'm excited about mine. I don't want to be like, this is a cool story because it's someone dies. Sad. But the people in it.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert on this true
on
crime
every
podcast.
show. On every show, we get at least 1 to 2 people to die.
At least 1 to 2 people is dead.
Or a guy dreaming about eating them.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, I am telling you the story of this super cool guy named Helmut Gutmann.
Ooh.
This dude was badass.
That's a cool name.
So Helmut Gutmann was born in Strasbourg, Germany in 1911. He went to a university over there to get his MD. And then in the 1930s, Nazi Germany happened, so this doctor successfully escaped to America, which in and itself is always like the most badass thing that I can think of. Like, props to you.
Following dreams. Like the girls from Killing Time. We're not going in dangerous situations.
Not comparable.
It's not comparable, but we're just following our dreams as casually as possible.
As casually as possible. Without the major threats, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, but get this. When he comes to America, he gets like way even more badass. So like he joins the US Army and he becomes a captain at the Chemical Warfare Services. And he spends his time doing research primarily studying to find an antidote for mustard gas. Which is really cool. He doesn't. I don't think he does, but like that's what he studied. That's what he worked towards. Okay, so when he was done with that, he got a job for 40 years working at a VA hospital in Minnesota at a cancer research VA hospital. So he was like a cancer research specialist, which is just the coolest thing ever. He had 120 of his research papers published in like professional academic journals.
Wow.
So this dude is, I mean, he's just like, yeah, I escaped the
He's
Nazis.
badass!
He's like actually badass.
Yeah.
Okay, but get this. He also played the violin and was a part. Yeah, of course that. He was part of the Bloomington Symphony Orchestra for 12 years. Because, you know,
he had so much time.
So that's what I was going to say. You have all that time on your hands. Like, rock on, dude.
Amazing. What a catch.
Yeah. And a Betty.
Imagine telling your mom all about your boyfriend and that's his resume. You're just like, let me tell you, he's amazing. And she'll be like, oh yeah, I bet. And then you go with that.
Like, well, actually, he escaped the Nazis. He's a doctor. He served in the army. He's a cancer specialist. He plays the violin professionally.
In the symphony.
Like, what more could you want from a man? So, Betty is his wife. They were married for 63 years. They had 4 children and 8 grandchildren.
Proud Betty.
Yeah, right? Betty, you locked that down. Like, good for you, girlfriend.
She had to have been equally as amazing, I bet.
I couldn't find anything about her except that she was married to him, so.
You know, low key. You know, stand by your man. You're like, behind every great man is a great woman.
Exactly. 100%.
So, go Betty.
Later on, when Helmut Gutmann grew elderly, though, he developed signs of dementia. So he was put into the Friendship Village nursing home, where one of the other nursing home residents was ex-pro wrestler Verne Gagne. 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 I don't think that's right because Wikipedia said it was like Gange or something. I don't remember.
No, it's Gagne.
It's okay, Gagne. Verne Gagne. We're calling him Verne. He was born Laverne Clarence Gagne, which is a name.
I think it's Gagne.
It's Gagne. Okay.
Yeah, Laverne Clarence. Yeah. Yeah, it's Gagne.
So Mr. Verne was born in 1926 in Minnesota. He had a super successful athletic career. Like, from when he was, like, back in high school, he won wrestling tournaments, like, at, like, the district and state levels. He also was a football player and made the all-state football team.
Okay.
And then, when high school was done, the University of Minnesota recruited him to play football for them, where he ended up being named to the All-Big Ten team. I don't know what that is, but that's a pretty big thing, I guess. Sports! And then after that, after the academic career was done, he ended up having a professional career as an athlete. So some of his achievements, I'm gonna read them off. He won 2 NCAA amateur wrestling titles. He was an alternate in the 1948 Olympics for wrestling. He was an 11-time pro wrestling championship. He played in the NFL for the Chicago Bears. The Bears. He currently holds the record for the longest combined reign as a world champion in North America.
Wow.
And he's one of only 7 men to be inducted into the WWE, WCW, and Professional Wrestling Hall of Fames. So he's done a lot.
Verne Clarence. Whatever your last name is. Good for you.
He was busy.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the Bears for a very long time because I guess the coach at the time was like, you can't be a professional wrestler and a professional football player. You gotta pick one. And he's like, all right, well, in peace. So he went with wrestling.
I disagree, but okay.
Yeah, he was like, whatever, well, if you're gonna make me choose, whatever.
Yeah.
And in 1960, he created his own wrestling promotion, the AWA, which is the American Wrestling Alliance, later to be called American Wrestling Association. So he created the AWA. I'm not sure if he was ever married, because I couldn't find it anywhere. But he had a kid. He had 4 kids, one of which, Greg, also became a professional wrestler.
You see that a lot in wrestling, a lot of family lineage.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. I mean, think about all the brother duos that they had.
Right, exactly. It's just like, it is what it is.
Everyone's just wrestling their brother. And then they're like, you know what?
Let's make
I can be rich doing this.
Yeah, right?
I'm fucking around with you 4 here.
That's why I love Paige. Paige from WWE. She started wrestling her brother, but she was the one offered a WWE contract.
There you go.
And she's super cool. Anyways,
you are cool.
We're doing another learning time.
You learn.
Another learning. So Verne, also when he was elderly, developed dementia. While some say this was just classic signs of Alzheimer's, there are also others that say it was a result of chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, which that is the behavioral brain illness that is caused by repeated brain damage. So
concussions and stuff.
Right. So we always know that if someone gets enough concussions, it can change their behavior, but this is the official kind of most severe
which happens to a lot of wrestlers and other athletes in contact sports.
Yes, so much so. It's interesting because
that's why there's so much murder in contact sports and suicide.
Seriously, but you can only as of 2019, the only way to look at a brain to see if they had CTE is through an autopsy.
Yeah.
So you can look at CAT scans and see damage to certain areas, but as of right now, the only way is through an autopsy.
Right.
So as, you know, interesting.
Yes, it's really sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. So it could just have been classic Alzheimer's. It could have been part of CTE. You know, people.
And it most likely was.
Honestly, yeah. It most likely that's
just
part
my
of thing.
What happens to the athletes.
Which I'm like such a big, like, I love every time there's a case of like someone was normal and then they like had an injury or hit their head and then suddenly ended up becoming like a sociopath. Like anytime there's a case like that is my jam. I think that is like the most interesting thing.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just so interesting to me. But anyway, so, and now we're back to when he's living back with Helmut Gutmann and they're in this nursing home. So these two were both dementia. They're old dementia residents with super cool and prolific careers in the Friendship Village nursing home.
Friendship Village, man. They got that Class A achievers.
Apparently.
They're like, you come to Friendship when you're not a piece of shit.
Hall of Famers.
Superstars.
I like that it's like both ends of the spectrum there. You got like the academic superstar and then the athletic superstar.
Yeah.
Boom. Coolest people like ever. So on January 29th, 2019, Verne gets into a physical fight with Helmut and apparently like body slams him.
Yeah, you don't want to get into a fight with a wrestler.
No. Helmut Gutmann ends up breaking his hip from this altercation and is rushed to the hospital.
Oh no.
The two men were the only ones that saw the fight. Neither of them remember it. They have dementia. No one knows what happened or why it happened.
Say. They're like,
right.
I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
Meanwhile, they were threatening to stab each other over the last yogurt in the cafeteria.
I want that bingo game. I want that bingo game.
Yeah, they both went to hand for it. Like, don't you fucking touch it. And he's
That's
like,
my tapioca.
That's mine. That's mine. He's like, I'll slap the teeth out of your face.
I was a wrestler. Well, I fought Nazis.
Yeah, he's like, I fought Nazis. I ain't afraid of you. And he's like, let's go. And then he probably fell over and knocked him down with him. And they were both like, ah.
Comical, but very sad because...
Very sad. Sorry for the old folks. I love you.
Old folks.
I love you.
It's just so easy. It's such easy material to work with.
Yeah, it's a cheap laugh, if anything.
It's a cheap laugh.
We acknowledge it. We want you to know we're sorry and we care.
We can.
We care. But it's like, come on. You guys know. What can you laugh at these days? Can't laugh at nothing. Come on. Give me a break. I love you. All right?
I love you.
I mean it all in love. I mean it all in love.
All in love. All right, well, it's about to get sad now.
I wouldn't talk about you if I didn't care.
Yeah, that's a little toxic.
Yeah.
It's a little toxic.
Yeah. Did I just gaslight the elderly community?
Yeah. That's like someone once told me, if we're mean to you, it means we like you. I think it was my high school theater director. I'm not trying to put her on blast, but she's like, oh yeah, in my family, like if we make fun of you, like it means we really like you. Yeah. I was like, okay.
That's basically being like, so I'm gonna be an asshole to you, okay?
Yeah, that's essentially.
But it's because I like you.
Right. Right. So Helmut Gutmann is in the hospital with a broken hip as a result of the altercation. And a few weeks later, he ends up passing away as, you know, from complications. And
he passed away from the complications?
Yeah.
Not just from being old as hell?
He was 97.
Okay, well...
He was 97.
We don't know. We're just... Everything was wrong with him at that point.
Well, get this. The medical examiner and all the autopsy reports ruled it a homicide.
Oh, well, maybe then. I mean,
They ruled it
I'm not a
homicide.
scientist, but he was 97. It was any day now.
Okay, so the coroner and the medical examiner rule it a homicide, and Betty, Helmut's wife, is, you know, like trying to press charges. She's like, this was my man, you know. But eventually
An amazing man.
Eventually the prosecutor's office, though, decides that they cannot press charges due to Verne had such severe dementia that there was no way he had any sort of malicious intent to put any charges.
He couldn't stand trial. He had clinical dementia.
Yeah, that might be.
He had clinical dementia. They couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
there was another wrestler that happened to. Well, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Mm-hmm. We were talking about this earlier.
That's why when you were talking about it, I was like, oh, that's okay.
He got dementia, so he got away with his side piece's death. I believe he beat the shit out of her and she died.
Yeah.
But, they say slip and fall. Well, they went to go convict him 30 years later after they felt they had a case. And he had dementia. They couldn't do it. And then he passed away. So there was never any discussion of the actual proof that they had to take him to trial.
Right.
So that was another mystery.
There's so many.
Look at us with the knowledge on the wrestlers that kill people.
I mean, and that's why I really almost did the Benoit murder.
Yeah.
Because also after that, there's all this talk of the CTE I was, mentioning.
Yes, absolutely.
He's one of the big ones that kind of put that on mainstream, but I was like, this one's just too sad and nothing good comes from it, whereas this one I'm like, oh, let me talk about these really cool guys, especially Helmut. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the fact that it ended in an old man fight.
I was like, that's why I was like, oh, I have a really good story. Like, it wasn't anything malicious. Like, yes,
because
there was
let me tell you something.
But
in the nursing home, old man fights are common. Like, old man fights, old lady fights, love triangles. Love triangles are gigantic.
Aren't like STDs like rampant at nursing homes?
I have heard that. I don't know that for sure, but I do know that love triangles happen.
Oh my gosh, what do y'all do? I mean, I guess if I'm
Listen, you got nothing going on. It's like they've been going through COVID. They've been going through COVID for the last however long they've been there. Like, they can't leave that place.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't go anywhere. They don't really do anything. I mean, so they got love triangles. They got drama. It's like living in Tara's house. Where Hana Kimura was looking for love.
Man.
So that was an amazing story.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really had a good time with it.
I fell in love with Helmut. Like, I really, in like just an admiring type of way, I was like, this dude's the coolest.
Yeah, plus an old man fight. I mean, like, who doesn't want to hear that story?
I was real excited for this one, so.
I love an old man fight. Right? That's cool. They're like still using their fists, those guys.
We have a few old man stories.
It's proven that we like old people. We did a whole episode. Silver Slayers. We'll put it at the end of this video.
Are you an old person? Join us.
So, here we are again. As usual, on Killing Time, when we do full episodes, we want to do a memoriam for our lost victims. Hana Kimura, I am so sorry because you were so beautiful and you were going to be the biggest, brightest shining star ever. So I am just super sorry that happened to you. And
for anyone who might need it, since we've talked about it, on our Instagram, we'll put a resource to some suicide hotlines and crisis
absolutely
center resources in case you need them.
Absolutely.
To Helmut, Mr. Gutmann, you lived a long life. You helped a lot of people. You were amazing.
Amazing.
So, cheers to you guys.
Cheers to you guys. Okay.
April is SA Awareness Month. We post about it on our Instagram at Killing Time Show. So for every new subscriber we get for the month of April, that equals $1 that we will donate to the National SV Resource Center.
Because it's Survivors Month.
Because it's Survivors Month, and they're kind of spearheading the Survivors Month and Awareness Month. They do great national things, so you can check them out on our Instagram page.
Those April subs, they apply to our Subs for the Tub.
Woo! I'm serious. 1,000 subscribers by July 1st, and we will do a murder tea from the bathtub.
Tiger King style.
Boom. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah. How true a crimer, soakety wetter can you get? Okay.
Also, Florida, if you want to meet us, you have 2 chances for this month of April. Remember, St. Petersburg on the 29th, Sunscreen Film Festival. Orlando on the 30th at Spooky Empire.
All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. I am Mimi Mayhem.
And I'm Hardcore Emily.
Thanks for killing time with us.
Till next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.